Because, of course, there's going to be the white people in the comments saying, all these comments are so disgusting and sad. Like, a building doesn't commit sins, you guys. It's beautiful. You can't see it for the architecture? The architecture.
Bombastic side eye.
Yeah, I was sad to see the Nottoway plantation.
Criminal offensive side eye.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's a girl Cindy. Welcome back again to another video. I trust you guys are having a beautiful and wonderful time today. If you are watching me for the first time, hi, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. In today's video, I just want to react to the trending news on TikTok. Of course, people are making videos talking about the plantation that was burned to the ground in Louisiana. Some white people are upset about it. Let's talk about this today. Guys, I might be late to the party. Of course, I have to react to this trending news. I don't know if you have seen some clips on TikTok because people are making videos about it. Now, some white people are upset that their resort was burned to the ground. The fact that you converted this plantation into a resort where you do your weddings, go for your tour, and I have seen some clips, people taking pictures, smiling. Now, to the white people that are making these videos that are upset on TikTok, angry, mad that the plantation burned to the ground, I do not want to believe that you do not know the history behind that plantation. I need someone to please educate me in the comment section if I'm not making sense. I can't make this up. I have put together a few videos. Let's just hear what people are saying. And of course, I'm going to show you some screenshots of comments. This is what is trending on TikTok and people are still making videos, reacting to it. Stay with me, guys, because I would love to know what you all think in the comment section. And feel free to educate us because personally, I'm here to learn. Please check these videos out.
Okay, so I just got home from getting cat litter when I heard people, two women on the sidewalk specifically, talking about the tragedy of the Nottoway resort burning down and how people are celebrating and how horrific and disingenuous and how monstrous it is. Girl, that was not a resort, that was a plantation for the mass production of sugarcane. It housed 155 slaves. That's not a resort. That's a plantation. And you're wondering why people are celebrating? Oh my God. It is people like you and all the white people out there that make me very proud that I am on the right side of history because, oh my God. Take your white privilege tears and put them on your little white privilege pillow and live your little white sheltered privileged life. God, I hate white people.
For the memories, my ass, let that motherfucker burn. Let my ancestors' souls be free, finally at last. Talking about it's sad. That's why I be saying the shit that I be saying about certain Caucasian people because, bitch, why are you sad that a plantation that did all this foul shit to my people in that house burnt the fuck down? You act like it was good memories there, bitch. Seriously. This be the shit that I be talking about. You sad because the shit burnt down? You should be happy like us, bitch.
Are there really white people that are upset Nottoway burned down? Are y'all okay? This country does not take slavery seriously enough. That shit was called a resort. They call Nottoway a resort, y'all. Yeah. And you probably hear people be like, you wouldn't have a wedding at Auschwitz. That's because for us, it's the same thing. Y'all are sad about that. If you truly care about the history, like actually, go to Whitney Plantation. They actually talk about the actual history and preserve it. So if you think you know how bad slavery was, you probably don't. Unless you're black, because we talk about it. But yeah, like what you see in movies and what we talk about in school and like what's in the like documentaries sometimes is not nearly as bad as it actually was. They used to eat us and make us into furniture. Like our skin, yeah. So it's worse than you think. That's also why I don't shop for antiques. So,
How are people actually upset that the Nottoway plantation in Louisiana burned down? Y'all motherfuckers talking about history being erased, but you don't see the bigger picture here. All those souls that lost their lives and all those souls who were graped, unfortunately you have to fucking say it that way on TikTok, are now free though. Monuments of which depict a very harsh past for North America should no longer even be around. Did you know that by 1860, Nottoway Plantation was home, I can't even consider calling it a home to be honest, but it was home in quotations to 155 enslaved black people. Shit, it was built by them and then it was transformed into a resort and wedding venue? And you want to somehow justify getting upset for it being burned down? The Nottoway Plantation was the largest antebellum mansion remaining in the South. And don't even get me started on John Hampton Randolph, who literally owned 4 sugar plantations. That is including not only Nottoway, but also Blythewood, Forest Home, also Bayou Gula, all of which had a lot of similarities, and I bet you can guess what they are. So for people to somehow be upset about this really shows how much racism still exists in America.
One of the last slave plantations in Louisiana burned to the ground this week. They had over 175 slaves at their height. It was used as a wedding venue of all things. That would be like getting married at Auschwitz. But you know where else you can get married? You can get married at Mount Vernon, where George Washington had over 300 slaves in his home. Or you could get married at Monticello, the home of Thomas Jefferson. He had over 600 slaves. We need to stop planning vacations around these places. We need to look at them for what they are. They are graveyards. They are graveyards. And if Black lives do not matter in the United States, then no lives matter. This is an obscenity that you can actually get married at a place where people were held against their will, made to work and procreate against their will, and then died there.
My opinion, they did not set fire to this place. No. This is the owner right here, Dan Dias. He's a local attorney down there in Natchitoches, Louisiana. You know, this is my area. We used to go where I live down about an hour outside of the city, down to Natchitoches to the lights. You can go up and people hung out in the whole 9 yards. But the history is racist. Everything about this place screams racism. Dan pretty much said he invested everything he had into this, and now it's a total loss. Now, yes, he may have insurance, but y'all got to remember insurance. Sometimes insurance companies don't want to pay you now. You know, he probably tried to rebuild, but not the way he had it. I'd also like to add that this is the mayor of Natchitoches, Louisiana, and he already has faced straight up in his face racism. Yes, there was an event of the swearing in of State Senator Cleo Fields. I know I've met Mr. Fields a couple of times, and anyway, and Mr. Fields they had a swearing in ceremony for him. The mayor was there, president of Northwestern State University, Genovese or whatever. He pretty much got up to speak, addressed the black man who's the mayor of Natchitoches. You know, where he basically told the black man he had some nerve sitting his ass on the front row when there's white people president. That's Natchitoches for you now. So this fat bastard is right in line with everybody else. Now, fat ass Dan did say that he is not racist. Him and his wife had nothing to do with slavery, and you know they're not in a left wing radical or anything, and they don't do. But they also don't want to dwell in the past. Fat bastard is racist, yes. Now look at his ass. He got to wait on the insurance company to see if they're going to approve him for insurance payment. Whatever he tries to do won't work. This place will never have as much visitors as it used to be because now the world is looking at it. Speaking of this racist ass building, these are just some of the rooms that they had there rather. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, ancestors, named after the oppressor's sons. So Mr. Dan can go fuck himself with that shit. Room after room. On top of that, fat ass Dan and his wife planted 11 trees in honor of the slave owners' family members. Yeah. Celebrations out the ass. Let's not even get on the cottages, is what they call them. They want to go back to slavery so bad, but they know their ass ain't gonna make it outside. Don't flag me, TikTok. Don't flag me. Don't talking about some fucking cottages. Hands fat, burly, wide, sitting on his stomach, clogged artery ass motherfucker. Great work, ancestors. Great work.
Yeah, I was sad to see the Nottoway plantation burn.
Of course you were. Because you actually do not view what happened there as having happened to real human beings, as evidenced by this tone-deaf response. Every day one of you gets on this app and reminds us why you will never ever beat the racism allegations. Because the amount of people that I've seen saying, oh, that was my favorite plantation. What is wrong with you people? Do you think anyone in Germany has a favorite concentration camp? And the fact that you all think that plantations are these beautiful, picturesque places to hold weddings and events at shows how truly evil and diabolical you all are. You can't help it. So I'm happy that it burned to the ground. I wish the same fate for every last standing plantation, except for the Whitney plantation that does not hold weddings, and they actually tell the truth about what happened there.
Something paranormal is happening in this photo. If you don't know, this is the Nottoway plantation that is going up in flames, or went up in flames, because it is gone, it's charred. But the ancestors was there while it was happening. As the flames were going up, the ancestors were there. And I want to show you how paranormal and freaky this photo is. It is not edited. I want to put a disclaimer out here. This is not edited. This is not tampered with. You can Google this image and you can zoom in for yourself. And I'm going to zoom in right here where the archways are, where the flames are happening, and show you that the ancestors was in attendance. Look at this. I can't make this up. Again, this is unedited. Do you see two figures in the archways? Like, I can't make that up. And so when I seen this, I was like, oh my gosh, there's spirits in that plantation. And it's like right there. Like your eyes, yes, you can make all the excuses you want, but my eyes are not lying. And I hope you guys see what I see. I see a woman right here and I see a man right there. Okay, it's circled. You can see as clear as day in those archways. I know there's people that's going to dispel it, and that's fine. It's always going to be people who are skeptical. But I see very clearly with my two eyes, I see two spirits. It might be two ancestors. I know it's two ancestors, and they wanted to be a witness to the flames of this place going down, okay? This is a cursed plantation. All plantations are cursed, but they wanted to witness this going down, okay? So tell me what you guys think. But yeah, the ancestors were there singing This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine. They were there. They were in attendance right here.
So Nottoway Plantation burned down in Louisiana, and the amount of people and brides posting their photos in front of the plantation and just the whitewashing is honestly mind-blowing to me. Is it an absolutely beautiful home, and am I sad that people are out of their jobs? Absolutely. But let's not forget how problematic plantations are and how it's freaking wild that people even honestly get married at plantations. I'm sorry if that offends you, but the history behind them and your Black friends that have to attend those weddings, I just feel like I can't keep quiet about it anymore because it's so infuriating to me. And of course, as it never fails in the comment sections for Louisiana news, there's so many people saying, oh, get over it. Oh, it was so long ago, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't. And it's just so deeply problematic to me and so infuriating. I have no words because it's so frustrating. Please, for the love of God, look up the history of this plantation home and its original owners, please. And the backs of the slaves that it was built on. And their living quarters, and stop acting like it's some great piece of history that we should all adore. It's beautiful, yes, I'll give you that.
As a Black person that grew up on a plantation in South Louisiana, it does not shock me at all seeing how sad white people are acting over this Nottoway plantation burning down. I used to ask my mama them same questions I see y'all asking in them different comment sections. Why do white people crave to get married on plantations. Anytime there was a wedding at the plantation, we used to work it. And as soon as I got old enough to tell my mama I didn't want to do that shit no more, I stopped doing that shit. Because anytime I was over there at the big house, whether I was running, hunting, fishing, walking, or either I needed to go over there and take a bath, because the lights would never go out there. No matter Gustav, Katrina, if our lights went out, those lights over there at that plantation house were 100% guaranteed to be on. But anytime I was over there, I felt like somebody was watching me. Sometimes when I would be running over there late in the evening or at night, it would look like figures were standing in the windows, my eyes tearing up even talking about this shit. A bunch of people even got kidnapped over there. I don't know if this was the 70s or the 80s, but I got a lot of stories. But if y'all want to hear more, just let me know.
I'll hear about that plantation in Louisiana. Burned right down to the ground. Took all night for firefighters to put it out. I mean, oh no! Where will the rich racist white girls have their weddings? Oh no! I am of the mindset that you should never turn a fucking plantation into a venue. What the fuck is wrong with you? When I tell you that the history books where you learned about slavery, they kind of like grazed what slavery really was. They did not go into the nitty-gritty details, because if they did, I can promise you, you would never want your wedding at a plantation. And honestly, even with the grazed history of it, why the fuck would you want your wedding at a plantation? What is wrong with you? All plantations should be burned down and turned into little museums of the atrocities that were committed there, because I really, truly fucking think that where we have whitewashed the history and glorified, to be honest, glorified the history of slavery, the newer generations that choose to get married at these plantations are like, oh, it wasn't that bad. They were given like shelter and stuff, and they were just like servants. No, babes, they were treated like livestock. They were selectively bred. They were eaten. They were eaten. They were whipped until they had no flesh left on their backs. The women were systematically raped by white men. The white plantation owners would pit their male slaves against other white plantation owners' male slaves in boxing matches, sometimes to the death. But go ahead and have your little shitty wedding there. And may your unholy union be cursed by all of the slave spirits that are there watching you have a fun time on the side of their historical atrocity.
Because, of course, there's going to be the white people in the comments saying, all these comments are so disgusting and sad. Like, a building doesn't commit sins, you guys. It's beautiful. You can't see it by the architecture. The architecture. Like, it's such a beautiful place, and this is just so sad. All of these hateful comments. Why are all the comments about slavery? That's like y'all going to the concentration camps where the Holocaust took place, the gas chambers, and saying, oh wow, look at how great this is built. It's so beautiful. And then going an extra mile and saying, why are all these comments about the Holocaust? Like, y'all get for real right now. The amount of horrible things that happened on these grounds, in these walls. And while I can understand for historic purposes that it's great to have these things still around so that we are reminded of what happened, but when this is turned into a resort, then we got a problem. Our ancestors will not be mocked. Our trauma will not be mocked. The disgusting, horrible, traumatic, violent things that happened in these walls, on these grounds, is not something to romanticize and make beautified and forgotten and swept to the side because of the architecture. Are y'all for real? People's family members were unalived here, and it's been made into a resort. Like, and y'all in the comments talking about why are all the comments about slavery? As the largest antebellum mansion in Louisiana burns down. And you can't fathom why African American people are celebrating, are saying good, and are talking about our ancestors. Like, this is our family history. Like, I don't think it's clicking for some of y'all. Y'all can't fathom why we're relishing and celebrating the destruction of a reminder of our family's trauma and abuse and violence that your people inflicted on us. Trauma that lives still within our DNA, has impacted the very essence of our being, our very molecular level. But yet you can understand romanticizing it. You can understand making it a place, a getaway, a place to visit, a place to, ooh, I want to get married here. Y'all can understand that.
Honestly, guys, I'm trying to make it make sense in my head why people stayed and got married there. Like, it is so weird having known the history behind that plantation. So I took some screenshots of comments randomly so you guys can see what other people said in the comment section. On your screen are some of these comments. You can please pause to read if you want to. But it is so weird seeing comments from white people suggesting that they should have made that plantation a museum where people can, go into and see things for themselves, like have a feel of the plantation. I don't know, like, what's your take in this? The plantation was used for wedding events, parties, yoga on the lawn, and people are in the comment section mad that that plantation burned down to the ground. You're mad, you're angry. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you all think in the comment section. Like I said, some people in the comments were suggesting that plantation should be used to educate people and also be used as a museum. I don't know. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, because all of these things are not making sense to me. People lost their lives in there, and y'all converted it into a wedding event, having parties, and you see nothing wrong with that. And you're mad that Black people are rejoicing, celebrating. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another one. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Y'all have a lovely day. Bye.